Councillor Nick Delval.
Probably on. Okay, yeah, all right. Brilliant. So we don't have any urgent items as far as I'm aware. Is that right? No? Okay, all right. Any disclosure of members' interest or dispensation? Does anybody want to declare any pecuniary interest or dispensation in respect of any item that we're due to consider? No? All right, okay. So we're asked to agree the minutes of the decision-making meeting held on the 8th of March 2021. I've certainly checked through, and it's a fair record in terms of the kind of Peckham Rye decisions. I don't know if other wards are kind of content that it's a fair reflection of what they remember. Yes? Are we happy to agree the minutes?
Agreed.
Agreed? Okay, all right. So this evening we are here to agree the Cleaner, Greener, Safer capital funding allocations for 22-23 for the East Central area, and then we are going to agree the Neighbourhoods Fund 2022-23 for the East Central area, and then finally the devolved highways funding for East Central for 2022-2023. So can I just double check? Do we have reallocations we need to do, Beverly, or is it?
For, not that I know of, Chair. If it's there, then maybe it should be disregarded.
It says
but Jill can clarify if it's for neighbourhoods.
So we'll, if we do Cleaner, Greener, Safer first, can I just clarify that we don't need to reallocate anything?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay, all right. So as far as we're aware, we're just allocating. We don't need to do a decision on that. So can I ask for one councillor for each ward to announce their Cleaner, Greener, Safer funding? Shall I come to Rye Lane first?
Yes, Councillor Miles.
Sure. So I'll just say the project titles and the amounts we're awarding, if that's all right, Chair.
Shall I? Sorry, Councillor Babudu. Do you want me to briefly pause the meeting?
I think that might help, Chair.
Okay. What do I need to do to briefly?
Just adjourn it for 5 minutes or so.
Can I suggest that we adjourn the meeting for a couple of minutes, and the non-head councillors might want to use this time to speak. Is that okay?
Yes,
all right. So a couple of minutes. Let's agree to do that.
Thanks, everyone. Sandra, could you come down here?
So the meeting's particularly live stream, so
It's only for a couple of minutes. I think if the non-head councillors want to step.
You might want to leave the
Do you
room.
want us to go outside?
Yes, please.
I've got it as 37 minutes past, so we give them up to 5 minutes.
Any snacks?
That's all I've got. Oh, I can go and get you some.
No, you don't need to go and get me some. It's very kind of you. That's okay. I didn't know what I fancied.
No, do you want that?
No,
I don't
it's
want
fine.
that.
Moment on the lips and all that.
You don't
No,
want
it's
that?
fine.
A moment on the I'll let you go and get some. Say, Cleo. Cleo.
Hi, sweet. Oh,
Do you want a lion bowl or something?
A bit, mate.
Oh, you are amazing. You are amazing.
Oh, yes, we are, man.
Yeah, well done. Exactly. Fantastic. You are.
being live streamed, so, you know.
It's what now?
Yeah.
Where do I sit? That ankle.
You said that last time. I thought you were ready. Just we can set a date today if you want. So you can get any pitch. There's lots of pitch. Side or seven side. Should we set a date?
I have got my email here with it on originally, so I'm just using that.
Oh, okay, right.
Have you got it? Or?
I've got it on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
But I'll be kind of
Hi there.
I'm always to put it around.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I've got it here. So
Take this too. Pardon? By lane.
no problem. Thank you.
Tar very much. That'll do nicely.
Have you got both neighbourhood and
Do you have a copy of the DHB one? The
Nope.
Steve's? Don't.
No, but, well, it's fine, actually, I've got it on my iPad. It's fine. As in, I don't have a, it's fine. I'll be alright.
has the paperwork, because the decision will be made now, but has the paperwork been published in the public domain?
Only
Yes.
For the neighbour's fund.
Did it get, why is it?
Very. I'm assuming that's what you want.
Right.
Well, yeah, so in the past, we never had published
Publishing decision.
I think she'll eventually see it. And then we can. I divided that we all.
Yeah, I'm trying, please. Come on, let me not be the one.
You seem to be disappointed it wasn't.
Thank you very much. Yeah, my colleague would announce it.
The meeting's adjourned.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Not going to happen in 5 minutes.
And we are restarting. I will wait for Councillor Ali and Councillor Soames. Was here and then not here.
Yes, they both got for a comfort break.
Okay, all right. Old Kent Road, do you think you'd be happy to do your CGS with and then Councillor Ali's here for the Rye Lane announcement? Is that okay? All right, so we're formally restarting, and if somebody from Old Kent Road could set out your CGS announcements.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to do the Cleaner, Greener, Safer, and my colleague Michael Sittu will be doing Neighbourhood Funds. Those who don't know me, I'm Councillor Richard Livingstone for the Old Kent Road. So our first project that we're funding is to give the John Keats Vertical Edible Eco Gardens project. So that's at John Keats School, £10,125. Next we have at Caroline Gardens. There's a big project at Caroline Gardens to beautify themselves for their bicentennial. So we're awarding £12,250 for new steel bollards there to keep the grass area there pleasant and to improve the appearance of the estate. And also we're giving £20,215 towards their 200th birthday anniversary, which is including work to have a specially developed, I'm not quite sure what the right word is, but a cultivated rose, especially for Caroline Gardens, which will be part of that project by David Austin Roses. We're also awarding £9,200 for a project at Ilderton School called Playground to the Plate, with a little bit of pretty thrown in, but that's a growing project for food at the school. We are funding two projects at Phoenix School, one which is called Renew to Regrow, so we're giving £10,425 to that. And also our Living Wall project again at Phoenix School, that's £12,250. At the Astley Cooper Estate, we are funding their community gardening club, so funding for that is £15,925. And finally at Sylvan Grove, we're awarding money for their Wildflower Grove Phase 2 planting project of £6,125. Chair.
Thank you very much. Rye Lane, could we have your Cleaner, Greener, Safer allocations?
Sure, Chair. Our fantastic set of applications. We'll be awarding Community Bloom £21,000. That's a communal garden in Birch Close. The Moncrief Orchard Phase 2 will be awarding £10,000. And then community enhancement on the Consort Estate, so improving bin stores, that'll be £24,500. And then the Bellenden Christmas tree will be awarding £610. And second stage funding for improvement works to Dr. Harold Moody Park, £31,436.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Peckham, are you ready for your CGS, or shall I go to Nunhead?
Go to Nunhead.
Nunhead. So Cleaner, Greener, Safer announcement from Nunhead.
Okay, so this is the CGS. So we've got very good zoom on my screen. So John Dunn School Community Garden, 14,625 allocation. Light Up Asylum Road, 15,925. The Roman Way Garden, 6,125. The Cossall Grown Beds, 12,250. The Cossall Park Regen is 33,750. And finally Lugard Gardening, 5,625. So those allocations.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Councillor Hanver, shall I do or do you want to do Peckham, Rye?
I can do the CGS.
Yeah.
You can do
Okay.
Hello, I'm Councillor Renata Hamvas, and these are the CGS awards for Peckham Rye. The Mundania Bin Store, 18,400. The Hawkslade Road Raised Beds, 7,000. The Brockley Way Planter, 1,350. And Homestall Road Tidy Up around the footpath and the planting and such like, 2,500.
And there is a large kind of chunk left over in Peckham Rye, which will go towards bike hangers, and I guess we'll set that out when we do the devolved highways funding. So Peckham Ward, yep.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Yeah. Councillor Barry Hargrove, I can announce the CGS funding for Peckham Ward. Making our estate safe bollards and stairs, Willowbrook Estate, £3,065. Feel Good Garden Grove Nursery, £2,250. Oliver Goldsmith, Antisocial Behaviour Deterrent and Waste Collection Improvement, £12,250. Jowett Street Recreation Ground Remodernisation, £42,875. Transformation of rundown disused toddler playground in Moody Road, 12,250, and not showing on here, but we have discussed it, is funding for the Peckham Library Square Christmas tree, which we will announce the amount. We will discuss the amount at some later stage soon.
Brilliant. So I think that's all the announcements. I guess I will just formally note as well that in Peckham Rye, that underspend that I mentioned that we're going to spend on bike hangers is 30,432. So to kind of formally say that money is going for bike hangers in Peckham Rye. So I think that's all the announcements. So we need to formally agree that really quite substantial amount of money across the 5 wards, is that right? Yeah. So can I just ask that we're all in agreement about in those funding announcements?
Given the move and second.
Oh, I need to move and second. All right, so I'm so I move it. Councillor Livingston has seconded it, and we are all agreed. Yeah. Great. All right. Brilliant. So that takes us on to the Neighbourhoods Fund. So again, as East Central Multi-Ward Forum, we are going to allocate £140,000 worth of neighbourhood funding for 22-23. That means that in 4 of our wards, you have £30,000 of spending to allocate, and in Peckham Rye Ward, where we're a smaller ward, we have 20,000. So shall I come to Rye Lane, if you can make your announcement.
Thank you very much, Chair. Okay, we've got a few here. The Copleston Centre, for their project, which is counselling and emotional support for wellbeing, £3,000. Holistic Well Women, Creative Social Wellness Project, £3,000. Linkage Southwark, Gentle Exercise, £3,000. The Peckham Festival, CIC Peckham Festival for 2022, £3,000. Plastic Free Peckham, £2,500. SL Creatives Project CIC for commissioning local creatives, £1,000. The South London Gallery, Flavour Cravers, £4,000. South London Urban Growing, Slug, Bellenden Road Nature Garden Community Forest, £3,500. And finally, Chair, Ignite Hubs, the Peckham Code Club, £5,000. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, that's great. If I come to Old Kent Road next.
Thank you, Chair. It's Councillor Michael Shetu here, reading out the Neighbourhood Funds grant for the Old Kent Road ward area. We have decided to grant £3,670 to the Big Local Walks project, Year for Walk, £1,700 to Caroline Gardens annual summer gathering party, £2,590 to Excel's peer training and personal development, which should hopefully benefit quite a lot of Old Kent Road residents. we are granting £4,980 to FAT Studio, who run a community platform art project on the Oak Kent Road, which quite a lot of residents are already making best use of. We are granting £3,000 to John Keats Primary School for their Wellbeing Days, which a lot of our primary school kids are loving. We are granting £3,170 to Link Age Suddock's Gentle Exercise project, which will benefit quite a lot of our older residents within the ward itself. We are granting £2,000 to Maintaining Health Partners Limited to organize the A Touch of Health project. Again, another fantastic health and wellbeing project for the area. £3,000 for Spring Community Hub, which is formerly known as the Central Southern Community Hub, to run the holiday club in the area. And finally, £3,000 to the Ernest Foundation, which will be organizing the Empowering the Community project, which particularly focuses at raising the awareness of HIV within the community and encouraging residents to both get treatment and tested at the earliest opportunity. So that comes to a total of £27,110 with a small underspend which will be allocated to future projects. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. I will come to Nunhead next. Councillor Chopra.
Thank you, Chair. I'm announcing the allocation for Nunhead at Queens Road Ward. My name is Councillor Sunil Chopra. Astbury Road Area Resident Association, Annual Community Street Party, £1,000. Brimington Superstar Football Club for Youth Football Club projects, £4,400. Brimington Tenant and Resident Association, and this is After School Club, £2,800. I've done that one. John Donne Primary School, £6,000. Little People's Word, £4,295. Lugard Gardening Group, about the Lugard Garden, £855. Nunhead Voice Limited, it's a meetup project, £1,000. Link A Sadak, Seated Dance, £3,000. The Ivy Club, £650. Westminster House Youth Club, Nunhead Neighbours Meetup, £5,000. Nunhead Voice Limited, £1,000. Thank you, Chair.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And Peckham Ward.
Thank you, Chair. As always, it's an absolutely delight to recognise some of our organisations within the Peckham Ward area and support their projects. As always, it was a very difficult decision, but we hope that we've got the balance right on this occasion. So I'll kick off with Bells Gardens Tenants and Residents Association, Knit and Fit, £3,750. Gloucester Grove TMO Senior Citizens Christmas Lunch, £2,500. Gloucester Grove Estate TMO Youth Summer Play Scheme, £3,730. Ignite Hubs Peckham Code Club, based at Peckham Library, £5,000. Leaders of Tomorrow, capturing Peckham's rich cultural history, Young People's Project, inspiring, aspiring and supporting them with their aspirations, £2,500. Linkage Southwark Seated Dance, £3,650. Nino Style DC, £4,900. And outside Friends of Kelly Avenue Park Community Fund Day, £1,200, and the Willowbrook Tenant Management Organisation Teach Our Kids to Grow Food and the Impact of Growing Greener, £2,770. Thank you very much.
Okay, and then lastly in Peckham Rye, if I do those, so the Friends of Peckham Rye Fate, £2,400. Platform Cricket, their Nunhead Nights pop-up, £3,500. The Peckham and Nunhead Film Festival, £4,000. And because we have at this stage a kind of a substantial underspend, and we have some groups who have funded several times in the past, it is our intention to use the underspend for some other groups, but I understand we can't agree them tonight, but Councillor Hanvas and I would like to kind of state that we intend to fund them. So that will be the multiple birth group at the Peckham Rye Playroom would get £2,324. Rye Hill Youth Club would get £2,000, London Senior Social would get £3,000, and the Rye Hill Gardeners would get £1,000. But my understanding is that we can only formally agree those first set of ones that I announced. It would leave us with an underspend of £1,776, and it is our intention to capitalise that funding so that it can make up a final bit of a bike hanger. So those are our proposals. I will formally propose that we support them. Would somebody be happy to second that?
I'll second.
Okay, Councillor Soames, are we all agreed? Perfect. All right. Okay. Which brings us on to Devolved Highways Programme. So can I just check? Do we need to reallocate an underspend? I think we do for this. I think we've got. You're not sure? Sure. Okay, all right. We're possibly reallocating a very small underspend, but while we're just double checking, could we have the proposals from each ward for their devolved highways budget? I will come to Rye Lane first again.
Thank you, Chair. Two great schemes we're happy to be supporting. The first is a cycle hanger for Oglander Road, £5,000, and then Consort Road, Clayton Road junction improvements, £30,000.
That was very short and sweet. Thank you. I will come to Old Kent Road ward next.
Thank you, Chair. In Old Kent Road, we only had one valid proposal, which was for £5,000 for a new cycle hanger at Creedon Road, so we're happy to support that. However, that doesn't mean that we're not going to use the rest of the money, because we have coming along in our ward, in the southern half of our ward, the extension of CPZ Zone T, and we recognise that CPZs always bring highways work which needs to be carried out as part of that. So we're allocating the remainder of the money for works to support and further enhance what the council would normally be spending as part of that highways work for the CPZ. And in particular, we'd want to look at improving the road surface at the northern end of Peckham Park Road, and also further measures to reduce traffic speed and improve the traffic flow along Commercial Way. And so we'd want to be working with highways officers or whoever become our subsequent councillors in Old Kent Road to work out how best to spend that alongside the programme for the CPZ.
Perfect, thank you. If I come to Nunhead Ward next.
So there was only one bid that came through for our ward, so that's the project around Consort Road, Clayton Road, junction improvement. So that's the one that we're going to fund.
And you're using the full allocation?
The full allocation.
Okay, all right. So Peckham Ward.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. We have two schemes basically. One is 3 new sinusoidal humps and replacement of existing speed cushions at junction of Peckham Grove to stop boy racers and rat running along there. And we also are awarding between 6 and 14k. We haven't discussed whether they will be rapid charge fast charge or slow charge, but that is for 2 electric vehicle charging points, one on Chandler Way and one on Blake's Road.
Brilliant, thank you. Shall I do, or do you? Shall I do, so in Peckham Rye ward, I guess it's slightly complicated by our mathematics. We have negotiated down our officer proposal for Collerton Road. We are going to fund it, but we've agreed that we only need to fund £3,000 for Collerton Road. That is a scheme from last year and which officers proposed again this year. And we are also going to fund the Memora Road bike hanger. We think that the remaining underspend in CGS, the remaining underspend in devolved highways, and that tiny bit of capitalised money from Neighbourhoods Fund will give us enough money to fund 10 further bike hangers in Peckham Rye ward. So we are funding the Memora one. And Councillor Hanvas, do you want to tell us where else we're going to fund?
2 on Therapia Road, 1 on Rosenthorpe Road, 3 on Ivydale Road, because it's a very long road, 1 on Somerton Road, 1 on Barforth Road, 1 on Linden Grove, which is on the Peckham Rye side of the road, and then on Fernholme, or on Athenley, near the junction with Fernholme. And also, because we know there were quite a few applications about Homestall, that officers advised us that we couldn't fund a survey of Homestall Road, that it wasn't within our remit to do that. So apologies to those applicants. Thank you.
Brilliant. Okay. So noting all of those proposals, is somebody, I'm going to suggest we agree them. Is somebody happy to second that? Councillor Livingston again. All right. Are we agreed to allocate highways devolved budget as set out by all of us? Agreed. Perfect. All right. So I don't think we have anything more on the agenda. Is that right?
That's it.
But Councillor Soanes, shall I hand over to you?
Yes, well, we can do this jointly as chair.